The American Broadcasting Company Radio Network presents Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corry, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! In today's transcribed Space Patrol adventure, Buzz and Happy are on the planet Dargita, pursued by a band of Stardew's agents.
We're gaining on us, sir. We're almost at the top of the ridge. Then it'll be downhill to the ship. Lucky for us, we don't have any weapons. Stardew probably gave them orders to take us alive. From what we know of him, that isn't going to be repeated. If we can keep this lead, we'll be safe. Hey, they have gone. Here's the top of the ridge. Now a final spurt to the ship. Smoke and rockets, Commander, look! Our ship is gone.
We'll be back in a moment with today's exciting Space Patrol story, Planet of Discord. Medical science has conquered many frightening diseases in the past. Now scientists believe they may soon have control over infantile paralysis. A trial polio vaccine is being developed and given to hundreds of people with no ill effects. To prove its effectiveness against paralysis, mass field tests will soon begin. Your generous contributions to the March of Dimes have brought the hope of final victory this near its goal. But many, many extra millions of dollars are needed to launch this crucial, what is hoped to be the final assault on polio. Your help now, with extra dimes and dollars, is the only hope for victory. Join the 1955 March of Dimes. Give extra. Give more than ever before. Send your dimes and dollars to your local March of Dimes headquarters. Now, today's Space Patrol adventure, Planet of Discord. Agents from the planet Dargita are in the solar system searching for a jeweled crown that was hidden on the planet Earth centuries ago. Because of the secret and violent methods of the agents, Commander Corry has dropped all attempts to recover the crown, hoping to force all parties to the intrigue out into the open. Now, in Commander Corry's central office, Cadet headquarters, Buzz places a report in a folder and hands it to Cadet Happy.
When you leave, have drop this off. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, how's our flight away from you? Is that the boss, Stardew?
Yeah. Stardew's rival. A group called the League of the Green Serpent. Our family's all for us 8 o'clock. I can't convince them that we don't torture or eliminate criminals, not even spies from other services. He told us the true names of other Stardew agents working on the radar group. There wasn't anything about the other faction, except that their agents were also after the planet Dargita.
You know, sir, I've been thinking, if both sides of this idea that we would rather have the top stay lost than have the other side recover.
That's right.
You know, one thing is, I'll never get the crown until the fifth spine and cause a feather in our solar system. Hey, I'm going to get back to the 1,300 hours and get it going.
Don't forget this folder, Hank.
Oh, sure. Oh, you want me to get a receipt from the distribution?
No, it's not classified material. Going to the feature editor of the United Planets News Service. We wanted some data for a special article.
Hey, Commander, I'll be going right back to the newspaper's office. I could deliver it myself and save time.
All right, thank you.
It's okay, Commander. I'll see you for tomorrow.
After a hearty lunch at Space Patrol Commissary, Cadet Happy strolls through the Planet City Park and into the new service building. As Happy walks along, he tosses small pieces of bread to the ever-hungry pigeons that flock around him.
Hey, Popso, give that little guy a chair. Here, Freddy, this is for you. You want more? I was just talking to the pigeons.
Yes, I see there. Everybody else in the park seems to be in a bit of a rush. I was wondering if you'd do their thing. Do you know anything about these microfilm cameras? I want to take a picture of the compound with Heather. But the film I was talking about to be loaded.
Oh, that's easy. You got a new roll of film? Okay. Now, all you do is plug the cartridge into the little round hole in the film there. And you press this lever that we need for a protecting screen and start the film to the focus.
Yes, I know. It's a rented camera, and I didn't want to tamper with it.
Open the camera way behind. Maybe we better get out of this place now.
My surface car's right over there. Would it be dark enough inside?
Oh, yeah, you could make sort of a tent on your jacket and wear think I can shield it with my pack.
Great idea. I'm sure lucky you came apart.
First, we'll pick up the rear of the first. Oh, I see what the trouble is. Before I threaten you, take a look. Watch what happens when you press this lever.
I'm watching. Now you'll be nice and comfortable and invisible. All right, Cadet. Inside. Go over there and sit down.
Who are you?
You'll find that out later. Now sit down. That's it. You got it. Those were Shardy's orders. Any trouble? Anyone see you? No. I lured him into the car and slugged him. Now he's partially under sight control. We'll do anything I can. Well, if we can only get him to the spaceport, that'll be easy. We'll take that uniform off him and get him into civilian clothes. Rod, are you all ready to leave? Fine, yeah. We didn't pack that space on. I thought you might want to contact Charlie. We'll do that after we blast off the Dodgito. No, I'll put the space on the safe. Say that to the last. Let's make sure we haven't left any evidence in the other room. It's cleaned out, Rod. If there's a slip-up, Charlie will hold me responsible. Come on, let's check. What about the cadet? He's still driving on the top of the hood. And he's partly under sight power. He won't lose from the trail. Just the same, I won't feel easy till we turn him over to Charlie and I'll keep him. Cadet, take off that uniform and get into these clothes. Come on, get up. Okay. What about those papers the cadet was carrying? First general information, nothing secret. Still, it might be helpful to start here. We'll take him around. Well, Cadet? Yeah? I suppose you're expecting to be rescued any minute now. What do you mean? You know what's going to play. And that isn't going to stop us. We've got a spaceship ready at the spaceport. It's an emergency ship, Cadet. Standing by for 2 doctors and an assistant. We're rushing some vaccine to Saturn City Hospital. That's us.
We're going to a lot of trouble for nothing. I don't know where that clown is, and if that phony would-be emperor, Sardu, thinks we're going to learn any defense secrets from me, it's crazy. You know why? Because I don't know any big secrets. And that, gentlemen, is just one of the advantages of being a cadet.
I know all that, Cadet. You don't think we put any value in anything in that thick skull of yours, do you?
Hey, now, wait just a minute.
Corry, we won. You did just what we wanted you to do. No, Corry, you're being taken to Dodgito.
Huh? Oh, that's a rock.
You've done something our best agents couldn't do, Cadet. You've led Commander Corry right into Chardu's clutches. Acting quickly after receiving the spacephone message from Happy, Commander Corry alerted the spaceport and then blasted off in the Terra 5 in order to be spaceborne in the event Chardu's agents evaded the guard. Circling within viewscope range of the Terra City spaceport was monitors the space patrol frequencies and those used by Dodgito agents. As he speaks to the Terra Space Control operator, the answers come back in code.
prevent interception by Shardy's fire.
If you're sure every ship has been checked, then Happy must still be on Terra. I'll remain spaceborne. Something's coming on one of Darjeeta's frequencies. I'll call you back. Corry out.
Okay, Mr. Cardew. The plan worked. Our first ship passed through the Terra space rocket. Cadet is aboard. Stephen Watson, Darjeeta.
Commander Corry aboard Terra 5, calling Space Control Terra. I'm setting a hyperspace vector for Darjeeta. I'll try to contact you when I come out of Star Drive. Corry out.
Little luck, and maybe we'll overtake that ship before it reaches Darjeeta.
Looks like you help me tonight.
What?
Don't make a move until I tell you. I don't want to use this gun.
How'd you get aboard?
The mechanics cover all help. Russell, this station overgone by Southbound.
And you're one of Shardy's men.
No, Commander. I am Petto, a sworn enemy of Shardy. I am of the Legion of the Green Serpent.
In that case, you'll help me rescue Happy from Shardy's agents.
Certainly. The cadet was abducted, married, with you into Shardy's trap on Darjeeta. I am here to prevent that.
Fine, Petto. In that case, you can put away the gun.
You don't understand, Commander. My method of keeping you out of Shardy's hands is to destroy you both.
We'll return to Space Patrol in just a moment. Boys and girls, here's a little clock. How long does it take to cross the street? 5 seconds? 10 seconds? Well, that may be the right answer if you're careful to cross the corner and wait for the traffic light. But if you cross in the middle of the block, it may take weeks to get to the other side. Yes, weeks. Weeks spent in the hospital or in bed at home with the broken bones and bruises that come from being in an automobile accident. Don't forget, the motorist doesn't expect to find anyone in the middle of the block. He may not be able to stop in time. That's why it may take weeks from the moment you start across the street until you finally reach the other side. The seconds you might save isn't worth those weeks you might lose, so be careful. Cross with the light and only at corners. Remember, the life you save may be your own. Now, back to today's Space Patrol adventure, Planet of Discord. Two of Shardu's agents have captured Cadet Happy and are taking him to the planet Darjeeta. Their real goal is to lure Commander Corry into a trap. With carefully contrived carelessness, they have permitted Buzz to learn their destination, knowing that he would follow them to rescue Happy. As the commander was about to put the Terra 5 in the star drive for the trip to Darjeeta, a stranger stepped into the control compartment and held Buzz at gunpoint. He revealed himself as Pleto, a member of a faction that opposes Shardu's attempt to become Emperor of Darjeeta. Pleto has vowed to destroy Buzz and Happy.
Happy and I aren't involved in your affairs in Darjeeta. What good will it do you to get rid of us?
Shardy's agents have gone to great pains to let it be known that Shardu abducted Cadet Happy. If neither of you return, your government will hold Shardu responsible.
You expect the United Planets to help your gang into power, perhaps even use force to put down this Shardu and his followers.
Well, why not? You have had no trouble with our league, only with Shardu's agents.
Just who is the rightful government of Darjeeta? Who's in power now?
The League of the Green Serpent has been in control for several years. Then this upstart Shardu started his rebel-rousing campaign to restore the Empire.
That's what I hear, Petto. Your gang wants the crown, too.
Yes, to a large part of our population, the crown is a symbol. There is a legend to the effect that the crown gives the person who wears it infinite wisdom and the power to rule with justice and mercy. When we get to Darjeeta, we will force you to tell me where the crown is. And with the weapons aboard the ship, the League can conquer Shardu. And then, Commander, you will be eliminated.
But Cadet Happy, you can at least save him.
Everything. Set a vector for Darjeeta. Do you know where it is?
Its orbit circles a star near Antares, right?
Yes, Lokina. Do as I say and ask no questions. Remember, your mind is no longer entirely your own. As we have talked, energy from my mind has steadily overpowered you. The sight force, you know.
Yes, I know. The vector for Darjeeta is set up.
All right, Corry. Put into start drive, and don't try anything. does this last?
Until we come out of hyperspace. Isn't this the way your Dargita interstellar drive works?
Yes, something like it. But not quite. It feels rather strange.
Huh?
But I am not blacking out if that's what you're hoping. Just remember, between the sight pulse and the gun, I am master here, mentally and physically.
We're coming out of Star Drive now.
For your own good, Corry, I hope you didn't make any mistakes computing the vector.
Well, there's a star glaring through the starboard viewport. Recognize it?
It looks like looking all right.
A greenish Class B star. It's about 40 million DUs away.
It's looking, huh? And look in the viewscope. There is Dargita.
You sure?
Don't you think I know my own home planet when I see it?
There's something else in the viewscope, too. A spaceship.
We'll go after it. It's probably Shardy's agents with the cadet.
If we can see them, they can probably see us.
Well, what of it? They're expecting you. But don't get too close. Let's see if we can figure out what they're up to.
Agent Bourvain calling Shardy. Agent Bourvain calling Shardy.
Scott, may report for me.
We have emerged from Star Drive and are now approaching Dargita.
Excellent. Has Corry followed you?
I assume so.
Here are your orders for me. There is a work camp in the Keldas Mountains, constructing power relay towers. Those men are all loyal to me. Stand there and remain until you hear from me.
Very well, Shardy.
And guard the cadet carefully. As long as we have him, we can force Corry to help us locate the ground and operate the weapons in the ship. Are your instructions clear?
Yes, Shardu. I will obey them to the letter. Bourvain out.
The ship's landing, but it's heading down hundreds of miles from the city.
They can pick up their spaceophone signals. Plato, do you know what frequency they'd be using?
No.
Maybe that's not Bourvain's ship.
Yes, it is. I recognize it as the one I saw at the Terra spaceport.
Can't figure this out. Bourvain did everything he could to let me know he was taking Happy to Dargita. Did you think they'd keep feeding me clues or lead me into Shardu's trap?
It is strange. Perhaps Shardu has changed his plans. It could be that Happy is more used personally than Shardu originally thought. That must be it. The cadet is no longer bait to trap you. He is important in himself.
But let's get him away from Bourvain. That looks like a wild, uninhabited region. We wouldn't have many against us.
No, Corry. What are the secrets the cadet knows he will never reveal to Shardu? You are going to blast that ship with your atom cannon.
Crazy, Plato.
You will do as I say. A fast, slow approach will take them completely by surprise. You heard me, Corry. You can't resist the sight pulse, so don't try it.
It'll have to be a fast approach.
I know. You are completely under my control now, Corry. Prepare your weapons and increase velocity.
Anything you say, Plato. How's this? Is this fast enough?
Corry, wait. There is too much acceleration. I am blacking out.
Just in case you don't, maybe this will help.
In a crude work shack in the mountains of Dargita, Cadet Happy quietly tests the strength of the ropes that hold him securely to a chair. Across the room, Bourvain stares anxiously at the spaceophone receiver.
I should have heard from Shardu by now. Or he must be near Dargita.
Why don't you call Shardu and find out?
Because my orders are to wait.
Something may have happened. You never can tell, Bourvain. Maybe the League of the Green Serpent is up to something.
You shut up.
I know what you're up to. You're trying to get me worried, so I'll make a spaceophone call. And maybe your pal Corry will pick up the signal.
Okay. Sit there and chew your nails.
Jardo knows what he's doing. And there's no use of your trying to loosen those ropes, Cadet. Even if you get out of this shack, there are 40 men in this construction unit that'll hunt you down.
Oh, I'm not trying to get loose. I like it here.
Yes, I'll bet you do. But just remember, there's nothing around here but mountains and dry brush. Even if you did escape, there's nothing to eat. You'd starve or die of exposure.
Morning. Come on.
Rock, what's the matter?
There's a fire down in the supply dump. The wind's carrying it right toward the camp. Let's go.
It's not our job. We don't belong to this crew.
The chief wants every able-bodied man down there in a hurry. There's explosives in the supply dump. The fire gets much closer to...
all right. How about the cadet? We can put him to work, too.
Oh, no, it's too much trouble to keep an eye on him. Leave him tied up. Come on.
All right.
More? Commander!
Right. You alone here?
Yes, sir. Bourdain and Rob, they rushed out to fight a fire.
Take it easy. I'll have the cut loose in a second.
How did you land without anybody seeing you?
I came in low on the other side of the ridge.
I'm sure if that fire broke out, or you never could have gotten into camp.
I know. I started it. Here, let's go. Keep your head down, Hap. The farther we get from that camp without their seeing us, the better.
They're all too busy fighting that fire.
Come back there!
Bourdain, he sees us.
And he's got a gang with him.
Hurry, Hap.
Wow, they're closer than I thought.
If we make it to the top of the ridge, we'll be in the clear.
Get them off! Don't let us get away!
Hap, there are 4 men closing in on our right.
They're gaining on us, sir.
We're almost at the top of the ridge. Then it'll be downhill to the ship.
Lucky for us, they don't have any weapons.
Sardu probably gave them orders to take us alive.
From what we know of him, that isn't going to be any picnic.
If we can keep this lead, we'll be safe.
Wow, they have got weapons.
Here's the top of the ridge. Now a final spurt to the ship.
Smoking rockets, Commander, look. Our ship is gone.
Fredo must have broken out of the compartment and blasted off.
Now what are we going to do?
Keep running. It's downhill for us, and they're still coming.
Even if we get away from that mob, then what?
We'll worry about that later. Hap.
Yes, sir?
Look down there. The ship vanished. The shadow is still there.
Shadow left behind. Okay, sure must have blasted off in a hurry.
They didn't blast the top. The ship is still there. Just can't see it.
Okay.
Somebody using his transport. Hey, run for the shadow.
There they are! After them!
They're at the top of the ridge.
Stop before they reach the ship!
Hear that, sir? They see the ship.
Hurry, Hap. We're nearly there, Happy.
I can't believe it. The ship is there.
There have to be, or there wouldn't be a shadow.
Come on, men!
How can we find the airlock of an invisible ship?
Reach out. Touch the hull.
Hey, I can see it. It's real.
Up the ladder, into the ship, quickly. Close the hatch. I'll blast off. Okay, Hap. Stand by for blast off.
Standing by, sir.
Close port.
Close port.
Fire jet.
Fire jet.
Up, skipping away.
We made it.
We're still in charge of the domain. We can expect more trouble.
Now that I'm back in the Terra 5, I'm not worried. Commander, why was it we couldn't see the ship until we touched it?
Whoever was working that sight course on us must have been concentrating on our sense of sight. Our sense of touch broke really.
Oh. Well, I'd better check the view scopes to guide you to the ship.
Bring Cleo up here, Happy. May need him. He's locked the compartment there.
Okay. There he is, sir. He acts kind of groggy, but I'll keep him covered.
Right, Happy. Well, Cleo, was that invisibility trick some of your work?
Yes. It really took all my strength.
What was the idea?
I figured if nobody could find the ship, I'd have a chance to break out of this compartment. I was concentrating on every detail of the Cadet and projecting the idea that it gets to the ship. If you don't think that stuff works, try it sometime.
You did a good job of it, Cleo. Except for one thing.
What was that?
You forgot the shadow.
Sardu of Nigeria calling Commander Corry aboard the Terra 5.
Charlie?
Keep an eye on Cleo, Happy. See what Charlie is up to.
Shadu of Darjita calling Commander Corry. I have an apology to make and some good news for you.
Commander Corry to Shadu. Go ahead.
Greetings, Commander. By the strength of your signal, you must be very close to our planet, Darjita.
You mentioned some news, Shadu.
Yes, but first, my sincere apologies for protecting Cadet Happy. My stupid agents acted without my knowledge, and they are being punished. You will find your ship at the space port of Temple City. Happy will be returned to you safe and sound.
Fine. If you've got Happy there, may I speak to him?
Well, Commander, I gave him a hearty dinner, and he asked to speak in my own private quarters.
Oh, I see. And you'll have him at the spaceport.
Oh, of course. I'll wake him up very shortly. What was that?
It's me, Shadu, Cadet Happy. I guess I talk in my sleep.
You picked me.
We'd like to say goodbye, Shadu, but if you still want trouble, we'll be seeing you.
A preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure in just a moment. Here's an important announcement for all college men. If you qualify as an aviation cadet, you can become a commissioned officer in the United States Air Force with earnings of more than $5,000 a year. As an aviation cadet, you'll get the most thorough training in the world in the new field of jet aviation. You'll be flying jets yourself within 18 months, flying easily and safely. You'll be a skilled jet pilot with a new world of aviation before you. If you're between the ages of 19 and 26 and a half, single and have 2 years of college, you can qualify for this training and for a wonderful jet future. Visit your nearest United States Air Force base or recruiting station and talk it over. Now a preview of next week's exciting Space Patrol adventure. Buzz and Happy are on the planet Saturn, searching for agents from Darjita. Investigating an apparently deserted scrap metal yard, Happy glances up at a crane control tower.
The tower looks empty, Commander.
And the men we're after must be in the buildings at the other end of the yard. Come on.
Uh-oh. What's that?
The crane. Someone started the electromagnetic crane.
Commander, look. It's swinging right over our heads. The magnet with scrap metal hanging from it.
Somebody is in that tower, Hap. If they cut the current, that metal will fall and crush it.
Be with us next week for the thrilling Space Patrol story, The Conquest of Darjita. Space Patrol, created by Mike Mosier, starring Ed Kemmer as Commander Corry and Lynn Osborn as Cadet Happy, was written by Lou Houston, produced and directed by Larry Robertson, executive producer Helen Mosier. Other players were Ken Mayer, Bela Kovac, and Norman Jolly. Dick Weston speaking. This program is broadcast to our armed forces overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Space Patrol came to you transcribed from Hollywood. This is ABC Radio Network.